The clue is the Godolphin lorry, so we think we're going to get two coming off here because, let me get to the right page, we have got Distant Storm and Alpine Trail, not Avicenna, who is the other Godolphin horse, because he's coming from the Roger Varian stable. And that chestnut head, to me, looks like Distant Storm. He's got that flaxen tail as well, so that'll help us identify him. There he is. Now, did you know this horse was bought for 90,000 as a yearling, and then he was sold at the Breeze Up sale for 1.9 million. That's quite an upgrade. And then he's been a very good two-year-old, rounding off his season, finishing third in the Dewhurst. Actually, he's the only foal. No, sorry, he is a foal out of date with Destiny, who was the only foal of George Washington. So there's a little bit of intrigue to his pedigree. And then in behind him, also chestnut, that is King's Trail. I hope I've got these two the right way around. The protective boots and bandages coming off them here. He's less exposed, done less racing, got that same profile as Notable Speech, who won this race a couple of years ago. Lower rated, however, but he is undefeated, the son of See the Stars, and is lovely looking as well. He's got the lip chain on there, which you'll see the handler just holding on to. That just suggests he maybe needs a little bit of distraction from what's at hand, but look how nice and relaxed he is. Not a inkling of sweat on him. He is really quite impressive looking, well muscled, great in the skin, very much like his stable mate there, Distant Storm.
The Betfred 2,000 Guineas, first classic of the season.
It's Newmarket's biggest day.
Away they go in the 2,000 Guineas.
Dancing Brave quickens up in the style of a very good horse. Dancing Brave, global round, Starkey looked round, no danger, Dancing Brave.
See the Stars on the near side for Mick Kinnaird from Delegator, and See the Stars wins a fourth Guineas for Mick Kinnaird.
Frankel has destroyed them from halfway. An amazing performance as Frankel heads towards the line to make every single yard in the Guineas and win it well.
Shadowed by the ruling court, fighting it up, and it's ruling court who will lead them home in the Guineas. Bo Echo in front, and it's Bo Echo who'll land the Royal Lodge. Stay unbeaten. It's Oxygen who's got all angles covered in the cradle. Oxygen it is who wins.
Distant Storm settled so much better this afternoon in the Tattersaw Stakes.
It is Gustard who's got the lead, and he's going clear. Gustard was much the best.
Right, this is the first glimpse of Bo Echo that we are having here in Newmarket today. Now, many of us haven't seen him since last year, where he was an undefeated two-year-old, including winning here at the Royal Lodge. Now, he's come off the lorry, a little bit sweaty, but that is not surprising at all, because often when they make these short journeys from their stables here in Newmarket, they don't have time to kind of relax and settle into the journey, so they get on the lorry and they pretty much get out as soon as they've started their trip. So he's a little bit on his toes. He's having a look at everything, he's taking everything in. And I remember him from last year not being a particularly big, chunky, impressive, imposing horse, but what he is incredibly well balanced, and he's got a very good mind on him.
All quiet there, noisier on this side. 17,000 here at Newmarket this afternoon for the 218th running of the first classic of the season.
And it is the Betfred 2,000 Guineas Group 1 contest over the Rolly Mile. And we start with an absentee, number 1, Al Parslan, who is not going to run, and he is going to go for the Irish Guineas in 3 weeks' time. So they're headed up now by number 2, which is Avicenna, the mount of Ray Dawson for Roger Varian. 3 is Billicar for Rowan Scott, 4 Bo Echo, Billy Lockman, and 5 Distant Storm, William Buick, both leading contenders. Bo Echo, winner of the Royal Lodge. Distant Storm was 3rd in the Dewhurst, 1 place behind Gestad. Aidan O'Brien looking for an 11th classic 2,000 Guineas victory. Ryan Moore is in the saddle. 7 is Into the Sky, Dream Runner for Jim Boyle. Kieran Schumacher takes the mount. 8 King's Trail, Godolphin Redcap, James Doyle. 9 Lord Britain, a big priced outsider, Benoit de la Sayette. Number 10 Needle Match, who ran pretty well in the Greenham. Only a third career start this afternoon, Tom Marquand. 11 is Oxygen, another to have franked last year's Dewhurst form when reappearing in the Craven, Oisin Murphy. 12 Podrick Dawn for Charlie Pike, who would become the youngest ever licence holder to win a classic. Ed Greatrex is aboard. 13 Power Blue, David Egan, and 14 The Secret Adversary, who beat Power Blue in the Leopardstown trial for Shamie Heffernan, and they're rounded off by an outsider in 15 Venetian Prince for PJ McDonald, Andrew Borley and Jeff Smith. 14 runners contest the first classic of the season, the Betfred 2000 Guineas.
Yeah, here in the betting ring, an open Guineas, a lively betting ring.
See him.
Season. We've got
on the phone.
We don't settle for less.
is with Francesca.
Now we've seen him coming off the lorry, now we can see him in the parade ring, and gosh, look at his demeanour. He is so relaxed. He's walking around here like he doesn't have a care in the world. Great to see so many people lining the paddock here, coming to have a look at them. And look, he's a big, strong horse. Would you say he's maybe carrying a little bit of condition? It's his first run of the year. He was busy as a 2-year-old, and he's got the best 2-year-old form coming into this. Now, behind him, Avicenna. This is the fancy of Adele and Jason. He was second in the Craven, and he was held up a bit that day. And then when he was let loose, he really rattled home. Couldn't quite reel in Oxygen, but he's a very athletic, fit-looking horse. And it'd be interesting to see when they let him really roll along here, probably with a bit of a faster pace, bigger field. Not particularly big, Avicenna, compared to some of these. This one here is Needle Match. Now, a lot of talk about this horse. This is William Haggis's runner, only his third runner in a Guineas, and perhaps a little bit surprising because he was fourth in the Greenham, and they've elected to roll the dice and run him in the Craven. He was really running on that day. He was out the back, and then he finished impressively. He's a nice looking horse. He's big, he's strong, he's quite laid back, and we'll see what he can do here today. Now, Bo Echo, let's have a look at him. He's in behind, and he is probably about middling in terms of height compared to a lot of his compatriots here. And I'd say he has grown a good bit over the winter, but in terms of substance, he wouldn't be one of the heavier ones here. I think he's nicely balanced. The trainer's been very happy with his preparation coming into this, and he's got some good 2-year-old form.
Well, once Aidan O'Brien starts saddling up, you won't get near him. But if you're clever, you go in early. Yes. How are you?
Good.
Great to see you.
Good, Matt. You too. Thanks very much.
So this horse,
yeah,
he was going to run, then he wasn't going to run.
Yes.
Now he is running.
Yes.
With that prep,
yes,
how sure are you that he's ready for today?
I know everything's went well with this horse all the way. He's experienced horse. He ran plenty last year. He ran the Dewhurst. He ran America. Ryan rode him into Curra when we did the most with the horses of that day, and obviously very different ground, but everything's went very well with him since.
Is he a horse you think's progressed from 2 to 3?
Yeah, we think he has physically. Yeah, we thought he was a very good horse last year as well. He was unlucky. I think he was second in 3 Group 1s, and he was probably a little bit unlucky in all of them, and then he went to America and won. And yeah, no, everything's went great with him really since.
So do you come here, what kind of frame of mind do you come here, Aidan? Are you ready to roll?
Yes, we're happy with him. Obviously, it's his first run of the year, so they will all progress from the first run, but we're very happy with him. He's done all the right things, and he's done plenty of work. But yeah, couldn't be happier, and looking forward to seeing him run.
Well, he looks magnificent, and I have to say, you're every chance of winning best turned out yourself, so lovely to see you.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Now we've got a couple of bigger prices next. This is Podrick Dawn, who goes for the youngest trainer currently operating. He's only 24, his trainer, in his first season. So good luck to Charlie Pike here with this horse. He's only had a couple of starts, done nothing wrong, but he's going to need to improve to mix it with the big boys here. In behind him is Bill Carr, another one at a big price. He goes for Carl Burke and Rowan Scott. He was actually fourth in the Newmarket Maiden to Distant Storm, and he was fifth in that same Burradon that Padraig Dawn came through. Lovely to look at. He's got a nice shine on his coat, but in terms of form, he does need to step up. Now, the one in behind has come in for a good bit of support as he just trips up there in behind. It's the Secret Adversary. He's trained by Fozzie Stack in Ireland, and what I really liked was his last run on his seasonal reappearance when he really powered to the line and looked very smart. That was over 7 furlongs, and he beat Power Blue, which is the horse that Kevin fancies here. Now, I think he's really turned into a man, this flashy chestnut. He's got some good muscle tone over his shoulder and his hind end, and I'm liking what I'm seeing here. And in behind him, Power Blue, who's the horse he beat last time. He's got some good 2-year-old form as well, this horse. He beat True Love and the Phoenix. That's very good form because she's one of the leading fancies for the 1,000 guineas tomorrow. Not particularly big, well put together, and plenty of experience.
Well, here's Jim Boyle, Into the Sky. Jim, is there a little bit of you just pinching yourself that you are here for the Betfred 2,000 guinea?
Yeah, more than a little bit. Yeah, no, a large part myself. Yeah, but look, it's been a long time in the making, and yeah, thrilled to finally be here with a run like this in a race like this.
Yeah, if someone had said to you 5 years ago you're going to be in the 2,000 guineas with a runner for Michael Table or Doreen Table, what would you have said? Oh, here he is, big boy, isn't he?
He's a big boy. It's like, give him another spin or two. It's fine. There's no need coming down. Just give him another spin or two. I would have said, wow. Yeah.
He is a magnificent beast, though, isn't he?
He's a magnificent beast. Yeah, he's a really impressive unit, and he's a lovely character as well. Yeah, he's everything you want in a racehorse, really.
Well, he's got good 2-year-old form. Let's hope he can do something today. Good luck.
Thanks very much, Matt. Cheers.
Cheers,
Thank
Jim.
you. Thank you.
Now Into the Sky goes for trainer Jim Boyle. We wish him and the connections all the luck. He was a cheap horse relatively as a youngster, only cost 25,000, was then bought into after a very impressive debut win by 7.5 lengths, and then second in the Mill Reef where he just got run down late. Maybe a bit unfortunate. I like what I'm seeing physically. He's big, he's strong, he's well muscled, he walks well, lovely attitude, and probably is quite a big price here today in this field. Now, behind him, smaller type, this is Venetian Prince, who would also be one of the bigger price runners, having finished fourth in the Craven, so suggests that a bit more is needed. He's got the cheek pieces on for the first time, looking for a bit of improvement. He's very well bred, being a half-brother to See the Fire, and the Baldings have been absolutely rocking and rolling today. Now, let's have a look at this next horse, because as I was going through the form, I kept coming back to him. And this is Oxygen for the Gosdens. Now, we've already seen him this year because he won the Craven. Admittedly, it was a Craven that slightly fell apart with some late defections, but take nothing away from him because he led and he won, and he really appeared to have grown up a lot. He's had those cheek pieces on for warm, but nothing to worry about.
Well, this is the time you just try and catch a trainer before it all goes crazy before the Guineas. Roger Varen's always, look at him, just complete calmness personified. But Avicenna is a horse who should have come on for the comeback, and a lot of people think he might have a really good each-way chance here.
He deserves to be here, Matt. You know, shortly we're going to find out if he's good enough or not, but he had a lovely preparation in the Craven Stakes. We were happy with that performance. I think he's improved since then. You know, a mile on fast ground should suit him well. I think he's in good form. It's a big ask, isn't it? So, you know, we'll give it a go and we'll see. But I'm very happy with the horse.
Well, you are a classic winning trainer, really. Go well today.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks.
So the pennants are out. The jockeys in front. Who do you fancy for a race where, Kevin, we hope they'll stick together, don't we?
We do, Ed. We've mentioned it numerous times in the last 2 days of what can happen when the field splits in a 2000 Guineas, and we're going to cast our minds back a little bit, quite a bit, more than 2 decades, to the renewal of the Guineas here that was won by Rock of Gibraltar, because this was remarkable. The two fields split. As you can see, Rock of Gibraltar's group on the far side were ahead all the way. You cast your mind back here, Hawkwing was one of the most hyped horses. You just can't imagine how highly regarded this horse was. He was the favourite here in the Guineas, and I'm afraid if you backed him on the day, you're not going to enjoy this footage, because it will go down as one of the most remarkable renewals of this race in this regard, because Rock of Gibraltar, we didn't know at the time, he went on to win something like 6 Group 1s in a row. He was an absolute superstar. He does his thing on the far side, takes the race and wins it well on his side. But look who re-emerges into the picture here. Hawkwing absolutely demolishing his side. Forget about the horses on the far side, and Hawkwing was one of the more impressive 2000 Guineas winners you'll ever see, but it came up a little bit short because he was on the wrong side.
What will happen this time?
Heartbreaking.
Yes, a Coolmore 1-2. They've got Stad today. What price the favourite, Richard?
Gestard is 5-2, Ed, I think, on the show we're about to give you. He's been supported all week since he was supplemented after being taken out due to that computer error. He is the 5-2 market leader. Bow Echo and Distant Storm, 4-1 joint second favourites. King's Trail has been well backed, was 14-1 this morning, 9-1 currently. Oxygen 11-1, Avicenna, Into the Sky and Needle Match, all 18-1. The Secret Adversary is 22-1, 33-1 bar. Gestad, 5-2. But the best backed horse in the last few hours has been Godolphin's Red Cap, King's Trail.
Right, let's look at some clues. Let's start with the Craven. Jason hasn't thrown up the winner of this. The winner hasn't done the double since 2004 with Halved. Francesca likes Occident, but you like one further back.
Strong tailwind this day, wasn't it? And a perfect front-running ride for Oisin Murphy. The second was half a second quicker throughout the final furlong than the eventual winner. And just looking at it as well, he clocked off some pretty impressive sectionals, 3 back-to-back-to-back, 11 and a bit. So he was absolutely powering down into the dip. And I think the experience won't be lost on him.
And Jason, people might look back on this horse's 2-year-old form and say, well, he can't be good enough to win a Guineas. He was beaten by a few of these last year, but he's by Frankel, he's out of a Dubawi mare. It's all about what he can do as a 3-year-old and how much better he can be as a 3-year-old. So what we saw there was an improvement, and there could well be much more to come.
Let's go back to Matt.
Well, we're surrounded by Michael Table, Aidan O'Brien, Charlie Appleby. But we've got you, Ken Pitson. Ken, you are a paddock expert, so this is absolutely crucial. From 2 to 3, which horse has done best?
I would say physically the one who's done best is Gestard. I mean, he's a really big, strong type. But I thought he wasn't 100% fit to me, in my eyes, Matt. I mean, he's a big horse, but I thought he was carrying. Bow Echo hasn't done well from 2 to 3. He's still a small type, handy type. So I'm going to be against those two, Matt. The two I liked, I thought King's Trail has done well, looks great, and I thought Needle Match had come on from his run at Newby. So I'll go those two each way.
Okay, if you had to be nailed down to one, Ken?
I'll go King's Trail each way.
King's Trail for Ken. Gestard is like me, big, strong, but unfit.
And if you're a King's Trail fan, you're looking for the red cap for Godolphin. 2 all-weather wins, taking the notable speech route. There was the favourite. There is King's Trail. And as they go to post, let's try and have a word about all these runners, because everyone at home will have a different fancy. We know you like Avicenna, Jason, so we're going to move with you to number 3 for Carl Burke. Is Bill Cart, named after a champagne.
Yeah, he was very, very free when he got beat up in the Burradon. They were expecting big things, and Carl's team are in good form. He remains with the runner anyway.
Kevin, where do you stand on horse number 4, the unbeaten Bow Echo?
God, I've nothing against the Med. 3 from 3, won the Royal Lodge in great style. Just don't want him to get too sleepy early. This will be a different experience from him. He's drawn out on the wing. He can be a little bit slowly away. He's very relaxed in the prelims. So I just don't want to see him miss a few lengths and get too far back.
The key to number 5, Distant Storm, is settling in the race. Richard upstairs reporting he settled very nicely. There he is, going to post.
Yeah, do you remember at York in the Acomb where he pulled his head off in the early stages and just couldn't get home? Well, he put that performance behind him with a very impressive win at Newmarket, and then he was 3rd in the Dewhurst. So that's the best 2-year-old form on offer. He's a good-looking individual, and he looks fit today.
Could you not argue, though, that Stade, who's one of Coventry, who's one of the Breeders' Cup, Jason, sets the standard here?
Well, it was a super safe ride over in the Breeders' Cup. They went right round the world, and he still managed to win hands and heels. He's got form on the track, and reports are that they weren't particularly happy when he got beaten here previously as well, because he came from the back of the pack.
Kieran Schumacher, second on Field of Gold last year. My word, that got some people talking. Jim Boyle having his first runner in the race. Good luck to the Wilsons, the Stanbridges with Into the Sky.
Yeah, this horse was absolutely spectacular on debut. Jim Boyle wouldn't be known for having newcomers to do something like what he did. He changed hands afterwards. He was sharply up in class for the Mill Reef. I thought he ran very well. He showed his inexperience. Look, will he stay? That's the big question mark. He could end up over shorter trips. Lots to like about him physically. But look, I feel it's a big ask at this trip.
And that's the thing, isn't it? He could be his own worst enemy because he is quite keen Into the Sky, but I liked him in the paddock, I've got to say.
Sounds like, Jason, you're going to keep an eye on King's Trail, whatever happens today.
Oh, for sure. And with him being by Sea the Stars, he's the one with that sort of sexy pedigree. If he can do it down over this distance, you know, he could be the one who is stretching out. Fred Doan, Betfred, the sponsors of all 5 classics this year, put up that £2 million bonus, of course. So he'd be the one to be wary of.
Yeah, and Jason, there's not loads in here that are potential Derby horses, just in terms of their profiles and pedigrees, etc. I think this could be a Derby horse.
Lord Britain's a big outsider. Good luck to Ismail Mohammed, the trainer there. Needle Match, popular each way earlier in the week, Kevin.
Yeah, lovely horse to look at, and caught an awful lot of eyes in the Greenham, coming from quite a way back, finishing off well. William Haggis, wouldn't be known for runners in the 2000 Guineas. He's given it a little squeeze to get here. His inexperience may be a challenge for him. But look, I think he's definitely one of the most exciting prospects in the race. It's whether he knows enough for today.
We've talked about Oxygen, Francesca's fancy for the race, the Craven winner, John Gosden, 36 years of trying. Can he finally train a 2000 Guineas winner? Charlie Pike from Danebury, between Salisbury and Winchester. Great to see them having a runner here. Big day for the young trainer, Jason.
Massive, yeah, and Padraig Dawn was his first ever winner. And then talk about leaving that form behind. He put up a super performance, a massive jolt of improvement for him up at Newcastle, but he needs another one.
What price did you get on Power Blue, Kevin Blake?
Bigger than he is now.
66?
Look, he's a Group 1 winner. I think he's been semi-written off as being a sprinter in the making, but I did really like what he did at Leopardstown on his return. He was carrying a penalty, he was drawn wide. He did plenty in the early stages in terms of how wide he raced, and he was bang in there until late. But then when we delved into the data afterwards, I just loved what his mechanics had done from 3 to 2. Everything just slowed down a bit, because that's what he needs to do if he's going to get a mile. And I just thought there was enough evidence in what we saw at Leopardstown to give him a good chance of getting this longer trip. And he's a classy horse. He's got some of the best 2-year-old form on show here.
Another Irish challenger, horse number 14 for the Stack family. Red Rum, 50 years on and so on. What chance have they got?
Yeah, Tommy's son Fozzie. This will be a huge thrill for them. It's a family that has had classic success in the past in Ireland. And look, this fella did very well last time. Again, at that same meeting at Leopardstown, he was the one that beat Power Blue. I was impressed with him there. His 2-year-old, he was very unlucky. He went over to Canada and had a nightmare run around. But he's got plenty of strong form in the book. And look, the fact that they're coming here is a fair steer in itself, because the Irish Guineas would have been a natural, slightly later target for him. And I think plenty to like about him physically. He'll go forward, and look, hopefully he runs well for the parish of Golden, Ed.
And there finally is horse number 15, Venetian Prince. So unfortunate, the Baldings losing Gawan, the Dewhurst hero. Jeff Smith's colours carried by Venetian Prince.
Yeah, and a family they know well, isn't it? This one being a half-brother to See the Fly. He's the only one without any fancy entries, and he does need to improve on the form that he has shown so far. He does have fitness on his side, and he's got the cheap pieces on for the first time, but at 66-1, it would probably be a surprise. Adele, how are they looking at the start?
Well, it was quite a view seeing the cavalry come down to the start, and it always feels like such a treat to get so close and behind the scenes with these horses. I know there's not many sports you can get to see the real stars of the show like this, and I have to say they're all behaving very, very well. I have to say one of the horses I think's done really well is Into the Sky. I know he was a bit wayward last year, but it looks like he's actually strengthened up quite nicely. He's a little bit sweaty down at the start, as are a couple of others. I got a really good shot of Gustard. I thought he has done so well, because for a big horse he really looks like he's strengthened up, but you can just see now jockeys are just checking their stirrups, making sure that they ride nice and even. Oisin, as you see, legs out of the stirrups, just keeping Oxygen nice and warm. He's actually got quite sweaty down at the start, but he's trying to keep him nice and relaxed. But he's probably a little bit of a negative for me. Looks a bit of a free sweater at the moment.
The big positive in the ring is Distant Storm. 100 to 30 last time we saw at the bottom of your screen, being very well backed in the Godolphin Blue for Charlie Appleby, who's won 3 of the last 4. 2,000 guineas. Kevin, you must love this. It's high stakes time, isn't it?
Oh, Ed, it doesn't get much bigger than this. You walk around a parade ring like this, you've got the biggest players in world racing and bloodstock, and they're all quiet, they're all nervy, because races like this really, really matter. The result of this race could change lives, can shape the future of the bloodstock business. Think back to Sea the Stars, Frankel winning races like this before they've gone on to change the breed. And there could be a Sea the Stars or a Frankel in here, Ed. We just haven't seen it yet.
Big crowd again. Emma Blackburn just informing me there's nearly 18,000 people actually here. We might have a new favourite before the off here. These last few moments so important in the betting. Distant Storm could go off favourite.
He could. Support for Distant Storm. Stard at second favourite there. Bo Echo, you wonder if he's just been a little bit forgotten about, don't you? Because he was the long-term favourite for the last few weeks, and then maybe everyone's just thought, let's try and be a bit more clever about it and give some chance to some bigger prized horses. But Bo Echo 3 from 3, including a win in the Royal Lodge.
Big move positive there. Avicenna into 12 to 1 from 20. So a lot of money for him late on.
Yeah, the 2 Godolphin horses being very well backed. Set to go off joint favourite in the Guineas. Richard.
Lord Britain amongst those that go forward. Billicar as well towards the far side. Billicar will be the last one into stall number 6. Just move forward. All set. Long hold. Very long hold. And they're off. The Classics for 2026 get underway, and Gestard is the first one to move straight to the lead, in company as well with Into the Sky over on the far side, Venetian Prince towards the near side, and King's Trail. Billicar over on the far side as well, and we've got 2 groups with Distant Storm over in that far side with the Secret Adversary and also Needle Match. So those are the 5 over towards the far side. Gestard closer to the near side with Avicenna, Power Blue and Venetian Prince, followed through by Patrick Dawn. Oxygen quite well back in that group. Bo Echo also right at the back of that group. It's the far side group that have the lead early on, with Billicar Into the Sky towing along, the likes of Needle Match, Distant Storm in the all blue, the far side with the Secret Adversary. Venetian Prince up the centre with Gestard right at their head. King's Trail in the red cap. Bo Echo's making ground in the yellow colours, but we're heading on down past the halfway stage, and out in the lead Billicar leads the Guineas field with Into the Sky. Distant Storm with Needle Match, the near side group beginning to make ground, and King's Trail is moving through nicely in the red cap to come and press Gestard. The Secret Adversary Bo Echo is making ground now. The yellow colours, his rider glances across to see where they are. They're fanned out all over the Rolly Mile. Into the Sky for Kieran Schumacher and Distant Storm on the left-hand side. Gestard and Bo Echo, the big guns coming to the fore. Gestard with Bo Echo on the near side, moving to the lead in the Guineas. Bo Echo leading by a length or so. Gestard drifting away. The 2 are clear. It is Bo Echo for George Bowie and Billy Loughnane. Bo Echo won the Guineas to the delight of Billy Loughnane. Gestard second, they streeted the rest. Distant Storm, the Secret Adversary. Then Oxygen, Podrick Dawn's in that group. But it is all about the front 2, and it is all about Bo Echo, who has put them to the sword. Billy Loughnane and George Bowie, the colours of the late Sheikh Mohammed Obeid, and how he would love to have witnessed this on the Rolly Mile. His unbeaten colt, the son of Knight of Thunder, who provided one of the big shocks in the Guineas when he beat Kingman. This was not a shock, only perhaps in the manner of the way it was accomplished. It is Bo Echo beating Gestard, and they were clear of Distant Storm. A classic for Billy Loughnane.
At the age of just 20, for the 34-year-old trainer George Bowie, who's had him absolutely spot on the day. For that young man, he's walked this track every evening for the last 2 weeks. He's watched video after video of 2,000 guineas. He's left nothing behind in his preparation. And Jason Weaver, Billy Loughnane, is a Guineas winner.
And the amount of pressure, not just on Billy, but also on George, everybody, the whole of Newmarket was talking, saying, how often are they going to keep on looking underneath the bonnet? How much has he been working on the racecourse, on the Albahatry, on the Cambridge Road, at Kempton, here at Newmarket as well? Trained on the data as well as by eye, touch and feel, by the excellent George Bowie. And of course, Billy the Kid, absolutely flying.
And look, as a trainer as well, Jason, like these are the tasks that make or break great trainers. This is what makes great trainers, to have a day in the calendar in early May that matters more than any, and to deliver him there in the shape that he has, for that young man to execute the plan that they had. They came right back out of the stalls. They seemed to go quite hard the whole way, but my God, it's what you love to see in a classic. Two proper ones have come right away from the rest, but there's no doubt about the winner, Bo Echo,
who's come to meet Christian Archer, the winning groom. Bo Echo wins the Guineas and wins, Francesca, in absolutely emphatic fashion.
He really does, doesn't he? I mean, you think maybe we were all overthinking it. He was the undefeated Class 2-year-old coming into this. We hadn't seen him yet this year, yet the reports from the stable were positive all along. And just think for George Bowie, he started training in 2019. He won his first Guineas with Cachet, the 1,000 Guineas in 2022. And here he is, winning another one, this time the 2,000 Guineas with this horse, Bo Echo, for the late Sheikh Mohammed Obeid.
It was a tiny little bit as they were just into the bottom of the dip, and Billy looked across to his right-hand side, and he must have thought, oh, Ryan, I've got your number.
Did you hear him then shouting, I've won the 2,000 Guineas. You have, Billy. And now he's going to parade Bo Echo in front of the stands. What a popular Newmarket win this is going to be, and how the late Sheikh Mohammed Obeid would have loved this.
And what a testament this horse is to Sheikh Mohammed Obeid's breeding. This colt is actually inbred to the dam of Dubawi 3x3. This is Sheikh Mohammed Obeid both sides.
Billy giving the credit to the horse. In front of us, Stad has just walked into a massive reception. Second in the Guineas, who's run well, but beaten emphatically by Bo Echo, who becomes the first horse to do the Royal Lodge Guineas double since the mighty Frankel. Mr. Bailey's and Jason Weaver, the only other two to do that. What a smile that is. There's the photo you'll see tomorrow. Ollie, Billy Loughnane is a 2,000 Guineas winner.
Billy Loughnane alongside me. I mean, firstly, that was just an electric performance. What does this mean to you, Billy?
I've wanted to be a jockey since the day I was born, and to be competing in these races is what you want, and to find a horse like this at 20 years old, I mean, it's a dream come true. I can't thank everyone involved with the horse. George, Jordan, who rides him out. I can't put it into words. I've never had a feeling like that in my life.
I know from speaking to you beforehand, and you're going to get a lot of cheers here, and rightly so, that you've played this race out. You've watched a million Guineas leading into it. I bet you didn't expect a performance that dominant from him, did you?
I didn't, but do you know what? He's a horse that he's asleep. I was worried about him going in the gate because he's so asleep. But as soon as he jumps out, he found that perfect rhythm. There was more pace in the race today than what he's ever faced, and he's a superstar.
Just a word, Bill, if I can, on the trainer, George. A lot of pressure on his shoulders. The youngest trainer in the post-war era to win the 1,000 and 2,000 Guineas now.
George has been everything to me since I started. I've been riding out for him since I've been 16 years old, a 7-pound claimer, and he's really pushed me to the next level. And for him to have a horse like this is everything. He's done it with Cachet before, and now Bo Echo. I mean, what a trainer.
I mean, the sky is the limit for this horse on the back of that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Look, when he had pace in the race, he's even better, and it was great today.
Let's just grab a quick word with Jordan, if we can. This is everything you would have dreamed of as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely delighted. It's been a pleasure to ride him all year. I was stuck for words.
Listen to this. Billy the Kid is a Guineas winner. Well done, Billy.
And don't be deceived by that smile. He is an assassin in the saddle. He's at Peter O'Sullivan House as he throws his goggles to the crowd every single morning with the Injured Jockeys Fund. And now he is going to get one mega Newmarket reception.
Terrific scenes. Newmarket's own Bo Echo, 9-2, a homebred by the late Sheikh Mohammed Obeid. Billy Loughnane in the saddle, riding a classic winner, and George Bowie completing the 1,000 and 2,000 Guineas double at such a tender age. Number 6, Gustad, chased him home for Ryan Moore and Aidan O'Brien, the 3-1 joint favourite, with number 5, Distant Storm, who in all honesty was a distant third behind the front two for William Buick. The first classic is done and dusted. George Bowie and Bo Echo and Billy Loughnane.
It's hugs all round for George Bowie. Everyone wants to congratulate him. James Ferguson, Hugo Palmer, he's won a 1,000 Guineas, and now he's not just won a 2,000 Guineas, he's hacked up.
He's good, wasn't he? I thought he might do that, to be honest, Matt. His work's been incredibly good, and yeah, I don't really know what to say. I've said quite a lot up into it, and lucky he was as good as we thought he was.
I think at this moment we should just have a thought about Sheikh Mohammed Obeid Al Maktoum, who nurtured this horse and in some ways programmed this horse as a 2-year-old. What would he have felt right now?
I think he has a amazing brain, Sheikh Mohammed Obeid. He didn't see the horse very often in flesh, and he knew this horse would be a better 3-year-old. And I know everyone at Newmarket thought he looked a small horse, but he's certainly big enough. I think when we saw him in the paddock today against some milers, he's certainly big enough. Like, he was insistent he didn't run in the Dewhurst. I thought he'd have won the Dewhurst, and I think he'd have been 6-4 favourite if he'd won the Dewhurst. So Billy gave him a beautiful ride. He waited as long as I wanted, and yeah, he did it.
Can you give us some idea? Because you're doing your very best Roger Varian impression at the moment of being completely zoned out. But inside, I know you're pumped as a pump thing.
I think I'm trying just not to cry, almost. I don't get too emotional, but to win both Guineas as a Newmarket trainer is, yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm sure your dad was here yesterday. I'm sure he's here today, but he was just saying this would be so good for you. Like, he's so proud of you.
Yeah, it's great. My family are here, and they're incredibly supportive. To find a horse like this is, yeah, it's amazing.
Now, the big question, of course, we always ask when we get a horse like this. He was a Royal Lodge winner, a mile as a juvenile. He's absolutely hacked up here. Usually, we start talking about derbies. Is this horse got any chance of staying that distance?
I don't think so. Look, obviously, he wasn't entered in a derby. He's a very fast horse, Matt. I think his work was suggesting to us that he could win a Group 1 over 6. But he relaxes. He clearly probably could get further because he's a good horse. But he's a Knight of Thunder from a fast family, the miling family, and at the moment that's where we'll be looking.
Huge for Billy, huge for you. You are the Betfred 2,000 Guineas winning trainer, George Bowie. Well done.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
And that's just a brilliant piece of training by George. It took Aidan O'Brien to the age of 36 to win both Guineas. He's done it at just 34. He won the 1,000 with his first runner, Cachet. He's done the same in the 2,000 Guineas. Bo Echo, his first runner in this classic. He'll have proud parents. Billy's mum and dad are here. I just saw Billy getting a huge hug from Dad.
I think Hugo Palmer got an accidental headbutt there, but it's so lovely to see absolutely everybody wanting to congratulate George Bowie here.
This is the 10th time we've done a Guineas, Francesca. You know Newmarket like the back of your hand. Have you witnessed a reception like that before?
Absolutely not. A hugely popular winning trainer, George Bowie. He's a local Newmarket boy. Loads of his friends and family and big supporters, and the same for the jockey, Billy. I think all of them, the whole connections, the whole team around this horse have got a lot of love here and a lot of support, and they really embraced it. Look at the smile on Billy's face, George going around hugging everybody, and the sun's out, everyone's was up and about. Plenty of people would have backed him, and I love seeing that kind of reception.
The one sadness, the owner not here to see it. How he would have loved being part of that photograph. Back to the start, Jason, it couldn't have gone better for Billy.
Well, you have to give him so much credit. You know, George said he wasn't going to tie him down to any orders whatsoever, so he was pretty quickly away and then immediately goes right-handed to get a bit of cover, so he knows that he's getting a perfect sort of slipstreaming run in, just from where he's positioned as well, although it was a bit sad we ended up having the split of 2, 3, 4 groups in the end. From where he was positioned, he can always keep his eye on Stard.
And in terms of where the part of the track that came to the fore, look to the right of our picture, the winner was on the extreme right, Distant Storm was just in front of him, and Stad was slightly further out towards the middle. Those are the far side into the sky, help push the pace. He's running absolute belter and forward. We'll see how well he stays on. But I think Billy would have been very, very happy with what he saw in front of him here. His horse had relaxed very well. He had Stad in his sights, and in all of Billy's dreams, a lot of the daydreams when he was walking the track in recent weeks, I'm not sure he would have seen it panning out much better than this. Maybe he got left in front a little soon.
You get the impression that wherever he'd been drawn, wherever he'd been positioned, given the arrogance with which he's been able to win this, he would have been able to get the same outcome.
There was just a moment there that he gave sort of his elbows, he tucked them in and said, right, come on, now it's business time. He looks across, he can see Ryan going, but it is he knows from here that he's going to be able to fly from the bottom of the dip home.
And this one in a quick time, and just look how far the front two have pulled clear here, Jason. These are two good horses.
Straightforward, wasn't it? When you think about the horse back in third, Distant Storm had already proven
And aren't we
himself.
all idiots, where they're looking for value, thinking the form's maybe a little bit suspect, and then the top 3 in the market for a second.
George Bowie, what's he doing? How many times do you want to gallop him, George? How much data do you need? Too good.
There's our winner. Let's go out to Ollie.
Well, the proudest man in the whole racecourse, I'm sure. I mean, Mum's run away. She doesn't want to be on camera, but Dad, your son's just won the 2,000 Guineas at 20 years of age.
I watched Pat Edery, Mick Canaan, Johnny Murtaugh all my life as a stable lad, and never ever thought, what a man. I'm absolutely speechless and happy.
I bet, and rightly so.
Yeah.
How was he in the lead-up?
Cool as a cucumber, and I just was with George before the race, same, and I was up at 4:30 this morning, bouncing in the bed,
Box walking.
But you know something, what a young man. And listen, I've got 2 kids, and I'm so proud of the both of them, and 1% sire, 99% Dan. But listen, it doesn't happen to people like us. And it's brilliant. All the hard work over years, and you see come to days like this. I don't even train it, but it's brilliant. So it's awesome. Absolutely made up.
Was magic as well. Both your kids are credits to you and Mum, but the public have really taken to your boy Billy.
Listen, he's only at the job 3.5 years, and he was always good on the ponies growing up. But listen, that's some pressure for a young man today, and take Donegal O'Brien out of it, he's probably the youngest, I think, and him and George as a combination are the youngest. So, like, George Bowie is. The day I spoke to him at the sales in October and said, I think I have a good young lad here, will you give him a chance? And we were just talking about before, and it was the best ever. And he's been, he's got a great agent, Tony Hine, what a man. Yeah. And he's been helped along by a lot of good trainers, Charlie Appleby, and so I'm up here today as a Billy fan, and it's just absolutely awesome. It's great.
So proud for you all. Well done. Yeah. Enjoy tonight.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Man.
How proud he must be. Likewise, Mum, Claire. Their boy who had his first ride in October 2022 on Star Fighter at Newcastle. His first winner in November of that year on Swiss Dream at Wolverhampton. Last year he set that 21st century record of 222 wins in a season. Now Billy is a classic winner. Fred Doan in charge of the presentation. Liam O'Rourke and Abdullah Al-Mansouri up there for the owners. The winning groom, Jordan McMurray, who rides in every day, will get a prize as well. Here he comes. Fantastic.
Bowie will get so much satisfaction, because he backed Billy from such an early age. I know his talent and everything was so obvious from an early stage, but for a young trainer to really back him behind a young jockey, shows a lot of faith. And for them to do this together will enhance it even more. And Billy, look, he's such a model professional, from the outset, so polished. You can see there, he's a tall lad. He has to work very, very hard every day, but today will make it all worthwhile.
Full marks for Jim Boyle. Into the Skies run really well. Otherwise, the stacks with Poreg Dawn. We'll look back on that tomorrow, I'm sure. So much to pick out from the Guineas. Live action from here, Hamilton and Salisbury from 1:15 on ITV1. That was fun. Newmarket at its best in the sun. A day that's belonged to Bo Echo, George and Billy. Bye-bye.
I'm really happy